This is going to be an absolute rib tickler, Jack.
Gosh.
Oh,
You're back.
He's back. My sweet and sour pork glazed ribs. I mean, have a look at these beauties. 2 full pork racks. And we're going to make the most amazing sticky glaze to go on these. We're going to slow roast them in the oven.
Okay.
Pair them with a nice slaw. Bing, bang, boom. For our glaze, Jack, we've got a few ingredients here. First one, pineapple juice. All right. This is because we're using tinned pineapple in our slaw. We save the pineapple juice, and that's going to go in our glaze. This is where the sweet element comes into it.
Okay.
All right. Into our pot.
Makes a lot of sense, actually. If you're going to use the tinned pineapple, use the juice in the
No
glaze as well.
No waste.
Yeah.
And some brown sugar, a little bit of brown sugar. 1 cup. In we go. Just carefully pour that in. Thank you. Then we have rice wine vinegar. So this is where the sour starts to come into it.
Okay.
All right, in we go.
I love how you said the pineapple juice was the sweet.
Before I added a cup of brown sugar. And some ketchup, so more sweetness.
Okay.
In we go.
But the ketchup or tomato sauce has that delicious umami flavour to it as well.
Absolutely. Thanking you. And some soy sauce. All right, so more salty. Okay, thank you. All right, Jack, we'll give this a little stir and bring it to the boil and let that do its thing for a little bit.
Could you ever get away with this sort of sticky glaze without that amount of sugar? Could we halve the sugar? Could we pump up the pineapple juice a bit more so you've got more of the natural sugars, or is it imperative that we have all the sugar?
Well, obviously, if we want those sweet, sticky ribs, the sugar is the element that's going to caramelise, but you could obviously reduce it a little bit. You may not get it as sticky as I'm going to, but you definitely could. All right, that's come to a boil now. I just want to turn it down. And then here we've got some corn flour, a couple of tablespoons of corn flour, and then just equal parts water in there. And we just give that a little stir.
And you've got red food colouring, I see.
We do have red food colouring. Well, when I order sweet and sour pork from my local Chinese restaurant, it is that vibrant red colour. And that's what I'm trying to replicate today, with the help of some red food colouring.
All right. I preferably would not have that in our dishes.
I know. All right. Corn flour slurry can go into the pot.
And is the aim to also reduce this glaze? Is that, or are you just trying to thicken it?
Not so much reduce, just to thicken it. So this corn flour slurry will help it to become nice and that thick viscosity that you want from a glaze.
Okay.
All right? You don't want it too runny. You want it nice and thick, but you don't want to have to reduce it. All right? I can already feel that starting to thicken up.
It doesn't take long with corn flour, does it?
Not at all. Okay, we'll turn that down. And at this stage, I'm going to add our 5 drops, just 5 drops of our red food colouring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, I promise. And we'll give that one last stir. But that consistency, you can see, Jack, it's thickened up really, really nicely already.
It happened quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No time at all. Okay, that is ready. We've got our beautiful pork racks here. All I want to do is just season nice and generously.
I was wondering when the salt was coming in.
It was always coming. And some pepper. Just give that a little pat.
And what are your thoughts on bringing the meat to room temp before you actually get it glazed and into the oven? Are these going to sit out for a little while so that the muscle has time to relax?
Yeah, great point there, Jack. I think whenever you're roasting or grilling any meat, super important to bring them out of the fridge and let them come to room temp, because then when they go into the oven, if they're cold, they're going to get shocked, and that's how you get tough meat. All right, pepper on the other side. We'll flip these back. Can I have the pastry brush? Thank you. And I'm going to channel my inner Mr. Maker here and give these a good paint all over.
You can see the thickness in that sauce is really gripping to the meat as well.
That's the consistency that we want.
Yeah, because you're very likely otherwise to have the sauce sort of fall off the meat into the pan, which is not where you want it.
No, you want it to stick to the ribs.
And then throughout the cooking process, will you get in and glaze more as they're cooking?
I want to glaze my ribs every 20 minutes or so with the juices that fall through the tray. I'm going to add some water just so they don't burn because they're quite sweet. There's a lot of sugar content, so they will burn, but that water will just help it to not burn. And then we're going to be left with the most amazing sticky ribs.
I'm really getting the sour, the vinegar coming through now. It was
the rice wine vinegar.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Enough talk. I'm just going to pour this nice and generously over our ribs. Okay. I'm going to put this in the oven. The oven's set at 160 degrees. These will need about an hour and a half, and we're going to baste every 20 minutes.
Okay, so keeping an eye on this one.
We'll keep an eye on it, and if they're starting to get too dark, we can always cover them with some foil.
Okay.
All right. Jack, here are our ribs. How good do they look? That colour, that's the caramelisation that I want. Sweet, sticky. So when I serve these at home, I love to just do it on a beautiful board.
Yes.
All right, and then everyone just tucks in. So we'll carefully lift these out. They're still quite hot. All right, and just display these proudly on the board. And then this gorgeous slaw that we made, so super simple.
Yep.
That was just red cabbage, some of the tin pineapple,
yes,
spring onion, some fried shallots, some chopped peanuts, and just a little bit of Kewpie as the dressing. And I didn't want it to be too creamy, so it's still quite vibrant, which is what I want. So we want a nice pile of our beautiful slaw, which will help cut through the sweetness of the ribs.
Yeah, and probably help you digest the meat and the ribs just a little bit more easily.
It will help.
I love that you've incorporated the pineapple into the slaw. Those sweet elements in a slaw just make it for me.
I think so. There we go. I mean, you plonk that on your table in front of a group of friends, it will not last long at all.
Demolished in no time.
All right, Jack, I'll cut you off a little rib.
I'm going to be polite and eat them with a knife and fork.
Go for it. There you go. I love pork ribs so much.
You've won me.
Oh, is it all right?
Yeah, it's really delicious. A real flavour bomb. Sweet, sour. I have to try this slaw.
What do you think of the slaw? It really helps to cut through the sweetness.
The slaw is probably my favourite part of the meal.
Oh, stop it. No, that's all right. That's good.
Each to their own. I don't cook many pork ribs. The boys in my family would absolutely love me if I made these for them. So I am going to make them for them. A few adaptations, perhaps.
Fair enough.
But the slaw is brilliant. It really pairs well with the sweet and the sour and the pork sticky glaze.
So sweet and sour pretty much encompasses what this dish is all about. It's a real celebration. Sweet and sour all the way.
Absolutely.